Hey, what's up everyone? It's Charles here with Rocket Punch. I'm going to do another review. And today we have, we have the
Diaclone Dia-Battles V2.
I don't know. That's my best impression of a crazy Japanese guy. Like the commercials, where it's like, Diaclone, that type of thing. But anyway, this is the DA01 Dia-Battles V2. Alright, a lot of Japanese on this box. I think this first release, I think what it's saying here, this first release, I couldn't get Google Translate to work on that because it's reflective. But I think it's because it has a little motorcycle. Alright, so that's as far as I know. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's because it comes with a motorcycle for their first release. And, you know, it's made by Takara Diaclone Dia-Battles, which are the makers of Transformers, and there's always scale problems going on with Transformers. But look at this. This is actually scaled to 160, which I'm going to do some 160 scale comparisons later, which is the scale Diaclone world. This comes in a nice, decently sized box for the figure that's actually quite small, which we'll get into in just a couple minutes. But definitely beautiful artwork. It's not really artwork, it's really what do you call it, a photo of the actual toy, but right behind it there is actual artwork, which is really nice. The design of the box, very old school, kind of reminiscent, where you would walk into, you know, at least me, when I would walk, you know, through Chinatown and find all these awesome Japanese toys being sold, kind of, you know, gives that feeling to me when I see this box. And if I saw this as a kid, I would freak out. But here's the back. It has a lot of photography. Shows all the different modes, all the battle modes. And, you know, you got the Battles 1, Battles 2, Battles 3. And here are the names of the other modes here. You got the Battles Trizer, Scramble mode, Manual mode, Hopper, Crawler, Glide, and Fortress. And of course you have Dionauts. So you have little tiny Diaclone people there, personnel, whatever they want to call them. And here's a little motorcycle, the Road Viper, and the Barretto Fighter. Alright, just a quick swoop right around the sides of the box so you can see what else is going on before we actually get in here and check out the toy. Alright, so let's go ahead and open this up. Alright, so let's take a look at what's inside that big box. Not much. As you can see, it's just 3 little vehicles here. You get Battles 1, Battles 2, and Battles 3, and not very big at all. I mean, look, it fits in my hand. This one's pretty tiny. Now you do have to do some minor combination here, like you have to put this little front piece on, and there's a couple little things you got to attach, and that takes up space in the box, but really the box could have been a lot smaller. You also get these little like kind of warning kind of plates. These go on certain areas of those vehicles for the little Diaclone figures, which are made just like the originals, where they would have magnetic feet and they would stick onto the vehicles. Now, since these don't have any die-cast parts, they come with these little kind of stickers that are magnetized. Like, I guess it's a little thick. It's not really stickers. It's like a stick-on magnet, so they can stand on that. I'm actually not going to apply this because I am probably going to sell this set, and the new owner will probably want to do this on their own. But it is a cool little gimmick, which unfortunately I won't be showing you, but I mean, you guys get the idea of how that works. There's also a correction for the instructions, I guess. All I know is it's a correction. And here, actually, let me show you this one first. It's a booklet that has some really good artwork. This is what I love about some of the Japanese stuff. Very, very 80s. Look at that. Really cool. And then pictures of the set here and more artwork. Looks really nice the way they did that. And of course you get the instruction booklet. The inside is very reminiscent of something you'd find in Solo Chogokin instructions. Very clear, very detailed, but in Japanese only. Alright, but it's pretty self-explanatory with just the pictures alone. So yeah, and it goes through all the modes, and I'm going to go through all the modes in order of the book. So we're going to start off you know, by showing you you know, Battles 1, Battles 2, Battles 3, then it's going to go into Dia-Battles V2 mode, right, which is the robot mode right here. Then it's going to go into Scramble mode, and then Manual mode, and Battles Trizer and Hopper, and then Glide. Alright, and then we're going to end with Fortress, and we're obviously going to go over the Dionauts. And then of course here's what the little metal labels I was talking about. Okay, so this is where they would attach. I'm really tempted to put those on, but again, I might be selling this, so I'm just going to probably leave that alone. But this is where they would go, and you can stand the little Dionauts there. Alright, so let's take a look at these bad boys, which we have laying out here. Alright, we got Battles 1. Alright, so here he is. Very simple, very nice molding, very nice sculpting, whatever you want to call it. Very nicely done. Don't have any complaints the way the plastic feels. I mean, it's pretty solid. It's a little lightweight. You know, I'm used to a lot of die-cast stuff, but it's very well made. Paint apps are beautiful. You know, wherever it does have the paint apps, little paint apps there. I love the silver on these, what do you call it, cannon things here. Very nice. As you can see, there is a little pilot right inside. Right, to get him out, you actually have to put him in. It doesn't actually come in there. It's in a tray. And here he is. I don't have any originals on me to do a size comparison, but I think they are pretty relatively almost the same. Maybe the proportions will be a little bit different. And you'll see they've driven like two little nails down into the foot, which is how it causes the feet to be magnetic. Not a lot of detail. I mean, the sculpted detail is nice. This is very reminiscent of, you know, Spike or whatever, like the, you know, from MP10 or Daniel, whoever that was, Spike, whatever. You know, the way it is, I almost can, yeah, they're actually little ball joints. Look at that. So you can actually spread the legs. I thought they were just simple swivels. Are the arms on ball joints? Yeah, I guess they are. Not a lot of movement, but very nice to see that there's a better articulation than I thought. I thought it was the same as those little Transformers figures, but you know, the detail's not that incredible. It's just the face painted and then a little chest detail. All right, so that's that. I'm going to get him back in here. All right, the cockpit is painted like a dark gunmetal, but other than that, not much more detail going on. Close that right back up. And this is supposed to be able to fold down this way. I guess it forms like the back part of the landing gear, so it stands somewhat normal. Go over here, just like that. All right. So that's how that is. And next, we're going to check out Battles 2. All right. This is obviously a flight type of vehicle because of the wings. Again, very nicely done. I love the colors. Most of the coloring on this is the actual plastic that's colored. You know, the paint apps that it does have are like the yellow here, you know, the silver bits, the gunmetal. But I love that most of it is just molded in a plastic color so that there's not a lot of scraping of paint. But you obviously get some parts that do have to be painted. You know, and this is what it looks like underneath. This is where you see all the screws. Again, plastic is done really nice. And got obviously the cockpit. You get another little pilot in there. All right, this one is a different color. The one's all red. This one's got red pants and a gunmetal top and helmet. But same kind of details. Actually, this might even be a little more detailed, or not necessarily in sculpting, but at least more colors. Lower legs are the gunmetal and the top, and then you got the red. Another piece of detail I didn't show you is that it actually has an ab crunch. I didn't get to show you that before. But yeah, very nice articulation. I'm very surprised at these little figures. Alright, and that's pretty much it with this. You can also fold or, you know, rotate these down, I guess, to make I like to pull this out a little bit, rotate them this way. It kind of makes like the landing gear in the back right there. Alright, so it stays flat. And last but not least, we have Battles 3. This is a very cool looking tank type vehicle. It's got treads on the bottom, non-moving, and these treads just seem to disappear in the back here. You know, but who's really playing with them upside down? But at least from the top here, it does give the effect of having the treads there. All right, and this one is special because actually a couple of things make it special. You get two pilots that go in here in the cockpit. We have one that's all gunmetal, and then we have one that's the opposite of the last one I showed you, which is red, gunmetal red. Alright, so that's one cool little feature there. Another one, so if we go back here, this I really love, is where the bike is. Fits right in the back there. When you take it out, you can actually pull this forward to get the bike in that position. And let's get a rider here for this bike and pull this little dude out. And that's probably the reason why they have ball joints on the hips, to spread the legs here to be able to get them on the bike. The arms go in here, so it's like holding the, ooh, it bent his elbow backwards, that probably hurt. But they you know, put the holes over here, so like he's holding handlebars on the inside. It's a little tricky to get in there. And his feet go right on the back here, the back wheels. Something like this. It's a little hard with these gigantic sausage fingers I have to get this in here. Let me try and do this off camera. Alright, so there he is on a bike. And by the way, the wheels do roll, in case you were wondering. It's got little weapons here up in the front. Of course, I knocked him off his seat. But I like that. It's really cool. Don't think you can store him with the pilot on there. Maybe you can if you squish them down. Probably not, but not really meant to store away. But you would push the front end to get the bike right back in. So very cool. So next we're going to get him into a Dia-Battles V2 mode, which is the robot mode. I'm sure a lot of you people want to see that, but you know, we'll go into all the different modes and then end the review with robot mode again. We're going to rotate this around this way, and then these bits here that look like claws, it's just going to simply snap in. What we want to do is make sure that these things aren't rotated, because they can get this way if you've been playing with it a lot. So want to make sure it's straight, because the receiving end here is facing straight up and down. So we're going to go ahead and pop that in. Hopefully it's aligned correctly, which it is. So we got that far. And this here we want to remove by pushing this button in. Go ahead and do that. And what that does is release these little tangs here. Alright, so we'll go ahead and put that to the side. And then we're going to rotate this top part, unsnap it from the back right here. Alright, and then just get it to tab there in the front. Open up these front pieces here on the legs. Rotate these up. This pushes the feet around here. Then reclose. Then the legs are held on by these tabs down here. You can see them, the gray parts. Just pull them back like that and then fold them in. Then we want to move these waist pieces out of the way. You're going to stretch them out straight. So unfold them, spin them this way, turn this around, bring the little kind of skid plate in to the back here, fold it in just like so. Then we're going to remove the the Barretto fighter. Just remove them from the front here. And this section is actually going to attach right to the back here. You obviously want to be careful where you're tabbing everything into. You'll see these, I'm going to point with the wings, these little clamps here. They're going to go around these little gray bits. So go ahead and align that. Push it in, like so, and it snaps in rather nicely. And what's cool is the arms are normally on the wings here, but you'll see that there's a little track that's now together, so you can actually slide right into the upper part of the robot. I really like the way that's done. Slides right into it. Now it's part of this, right? And you just rotate them down, as you can hear that there are ratchets in the shoulders. And we're going to take this section and pull it out, and we're going to want to fold these wings up this way to give them that winged look. And then this is going to fold down right here. Now the next part might seem a little familiar for those of you that mess around with a lot of toys, a lot of robot toys, transformable ones, but these plates will lift up like that, and then this will flip around and give you the fist. Close that right back down. Now you guys would have to be insane not to enjoy this next part. Now you're going to look back here, there's a little gray button. You have to see this, guys, you have to see this. And there's no batteries involved in this. We're going to press that button, check this out. I love that. That's such a great thing. I don't know. I don't know why that I love that so much, but it's really cool they worked that in there. They didn't have to. They could have just made it where it's just, you know, like a collectible where you just have to pull it out, but they did it. All right? And you'll notice I'm kind of touching this antenna. It's a PVC antenna with like a silver paint with like a clear yellow over it to make it look gold. It's a little annoying that one of them is bent. It was bent out of the package, but you'll see it can straighten itself out. I'm sure, you know, a little hot blow dryer or warm water kind of whatever will fix it. But check out that face sculpt. Tell me that's not amazing. I love those old school robot you know, face sculpts. Very, I guess, transformery too. You notice it does have light piping. You see it right back there. Try and get some light to come through the eyes. You can kind of see it there. There you are. Look at that. All right. I really like it. Really like it. Robot mode looks really nice. Again, rather small. This is a 1/60 scale, so we're going to check out some 1/60 scale robots with it. Now, the only 1/60 scales I have with me right now are actually just Valkyries, and I have some other ones that might scale relatively close. This gives you an idea of what the size of that robot would be compared to Valkyrie. And this is a 1/60 scale Yamato Valkyrie. All right, so I did expect this to be a lot bigger. You know, I don't know if the scaling is really exact, but I'm sure Yamato did their research to get these to be 1/60 scale, and I'm sure these guys too, if they're putting scaling. But anyway, yeah, so that's supposedly 1/60 scale right there. No need to show you the other Valkyrie since it's the same, but just in case you're wondering, here's an Arcadia 1/60 scale armored Valkyrie. All right, just so you can see that. I'm going to show you a couple more things that I think might scale. Now this here to me seems totally out of whack, but really if you take one of the pilots here and measure it up against this, I guess Starscream should be a little smaller. I think the pilot in here would be a little bit bigger than what's in here, but at least you see the comparison between these two guys. Alright, and the next ones I'm going to show you, really only because of the cockpit size, it's relatively similar, but probably still not really in scale, is the Ingram here. I'm not actually sure, I don't have the box here. I'm not sure if CM's tried to scale these. I'm not exactly sure, but if you take a look at the cockpit in these, by the way guys, these things are awesome. If you don't know how awesome these little die-cast figures are, I'm sorry. But you can see the little cockpit, well maybe not, but the legs would be sticking out through there. And it would be actually pretty similar. Let me see if I can grab one of these little pilots here. You're more than welcome to skip ahead if this is boring to you, but yeah, it's pretty, you know, pretty similar. You can probably put this guy in there. I don't want him to get stuck, but you can. It's pretty much almost the same size. I don't have the pilot in this guy, in this Ingram here, but it looks to be pretty accurate, but still not sure if that's perfect scale. But let's close that right back up. And of the same line here and same anime and all that is the Griffin, which to me has to be one of the sexiest die-cast figures ever made. And I hate to interrupt this review to show you guys this, but I mean, this is just pure robot porn. All that shiny black, that's die-cast. Oh yeah, a lot of metal on this guy except the wings. Beautiful. Same thing with the cockpit that opens. I wonder if I have the pilot in this one. I'm not actually sure. I don't even know how to open that in there. Haven't played with this in a while, but definitely one of the coolest die-cast. But anyway, I digress. Now while we got this guy in a robot mode here, a couple things I want to show you. We're going to remove these little cannon things here, and we can replace them with longer ones. Now unfortunately these aren't painted silver, they're just molded gray, but they do pivot. Alright. It also comes with these kind of like machine gun type things, which you can also place right in there, just like that. And obviously it comes with two of them. Alright, I'll actually show you what that looks like with both. Pop that in. Again, you can swivel up and down. And then if it comes with a sword, you can place the sword in here. Looks like it's a 5mm peg. Alright, very cool. Hands don't open, unfortunately. I wish they did, but it's just a, you know, peg there. Actually, let's see if they're transformer-sized pegs. We got deadlock here. Take that off. Dropping things everywhere. Nah, it's a little bit bigger. I mean, or his hole is a little bit bigger. but it's worth a try. But anyway, that goes there. And it also has these things which you can pop into where? Somewhere around here. Oh, right on the inside of the wing here. And check this out. So you get two of those. I'm only going to show you one side. You can actually place a sword right in there. That's pretty cool, right? Yep. And while we got all this stuff going on here, we do want to check out articulation, since that is important when it comes to an action figure. So we're going to start off with the head. You can look up and down and turn to the side. Well, not really up. It just goes up to that part, but kind of looks down right into his chest. Gets blocked by these rifles, like he can't see at all. We got the shoulders, which are on a they're ratcheted, but they feel kind of almost like they're going to wear out at some point, but I don't know that for sure. Alright, we got elbow ratchets. Okay, we have arms that go out and these flaps that lift up here on the sides. Right, no back and forth movement. We have, I guess, if you want to consider that an ab joint, it's not really. It's really for the transformation when the legs fold back, but it's just very slight. And then we have, ooh, very nice ratchets there. Right, then no ratchets going forward, just friction. We have ratchets, very soft ratcheted knees. Wonder if the other one's the same. The other one's a little bit louder. Alright, and then we have the swivel here. Okay, and we have the ankles. And we have the side-to-side motion there of the foot. And we have toes, which is very nice. If we go back to the hands here, which I forgot to show you, we have just a swivel this way, just like so. And the waist, I didn't really, I showed you the sort of ab type thing, but is there a waist? There is. I'm not exactly sure where it's spinning at. I think on the blue section. Kind of blocking the light here. Yeah, there you go. And that's about it. So we're going to move ahead. Now earlier I called this little guy here the burrito fighter or the Barretto fighter. I'm not exactly sure what they're trying to say. Brett fighter? I don't know. But yeah, it's not really what this is called. It's when it's combined with this, that's where it gets the name. I believe this is going to go down here, the little sled thing. This is going to pop right into the front. This, I guess, is like this on an angle. Do that on both sides. Alright, there you go. That's the Barretto fighter. Alright, so now what we're actually going to do is show you Scramble mode.